Thanks, Lena, for the introduction. And yeah, I'm Nick Owen. I work for World Television. I'm based in Geneva, and World Television has been working really in virtual events for a long time because the origins of the company were in webcasting and video communications and creative video productions. But obviously, with the pandemic, there was a real need to shift to a completely new hybrid virtual events environment. And that was the big challenge that WTV accomplished, I think, last year with the pandemic. If you can go to the next slide, Lena. So we're working with a lot of corporates and international organizations who are doing live events that are often at quite a high level in terms of speakers and importance of events, let's say, and we having worked with them a lot in 2020, we stand back from these events, and we ask our customers how well they're asked. A lot of customers are asking the same types of questions, and certainly to a certain degree what we're talking about tonight, which is how will we create events that stand out and deliver high engagement levels? What are the options in terms of platforms? We've talked about Zoom and Teams and WebEx, but there are other types of platforms out there to host the event. Our customers, and like we talked about, have Zoom and WebEx and Teams, and how are they going to integrate that into these types of events? And there are often questions about data security and also technical integrity. The worst thing you can do, from what we know on an event, is if it fails, it doesn't work properly. That's really the worst thing that you can do for an event. And then, of course, there's the budget side, like what's it going to cost to do this, and what sort of time, how much lead time do we need to create these types of virtual events? So these are the types of questions that we at WTV are grappling with all the time, and are helping our customers walk through these. If you could just go the next one quickly. So in terms of what we do, obviously during the pandemic, a lot of things have shifted completely virtually. That means we don't have anybody on site at a company's premises. But occasionally we do also do things that are hybrid, and that means that there is a studio with a moderator, for example, and we have a studio production that is involved in the distribution of the event. And we work, of course, across events like global summits, internal communications presentations, and also things like conferences and shows. And what I wanted to show you, just as an example, if I can share my screen now, if you don't mind that. So this here is an example. I thought this is interesting to see something. This here is an example of an event a virtual event that we did, which is actually a hybrid event, because there was a studio component with the key speakers and moderator in a studio in Zurich. This was the British Swiss Chamber of Commerce, and it was their Clean Growth Summit event, of which GreenBuzz was actually a participant, and also has an exhibition booth. But what we're doing with this platform is we kind of emulate what it is actually like to be going to a conference, or a conference exhibition, let's say. And so I, as a delegate to this event, I have a presence at it. You can see that I'm online, and I'm able to be contacted. When I get into the event, I see the signage that I would normally see during an event, and the sponsors of the event. And so I can actually visit rooms and spaces in this event, and so have not just a video experience, and of course I can go into an auditorium and actually watch the keynote presentations, and I might have slides, I might have a Slido Q&A polling session going on at the same time, so I can be in there and I can listen to my keynote speeches. But then, of course, I can actually go back into the lobby, and there may be a second auditorium that we can have other types of maybe lesser events, not necessarily keynote speeches, but maybe pre-recorded sessions that I can go into a smaller room and watch those. And then during the event, there may be breaks. I mean, most events are maybe 3 hours in terms of length, which usually works, but they can be broken up, and you can go into an exhibition hall. And we work here with different exhibitors or stakeholders or divisions of companies that may be wanting to show off certain aspects of their work. And so in this case here, you can see that GreenBuzz has a stand, and in the stand, it's possible to interact with GreenBuzz. There are representatives on their stand, which we can have textual interaction, or I could call them from a video perspective. And so there's a very interactive element here, and you have that experience of actually going around an exhibition. So I could go to the HSBC stand and I can pick up some of their materials, for example, here. Oops, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Yeah. So I can pick up materials, and there's a concept just like you would be in an event where you can actually have a virtual briefcase, so you can take materials away during the event. And there can be elements like workshops, so you can join different workshops at different times, and those will link off to things like Zoom events. And you have that networking capability where you can contact other people, you can see who's available at any time, and there may be specific, if I show you here, there may be specific conversations that are taking place that you can contribute to. So I just thought it's interesting. I can stop the screen share now. That basically just shows you a different angle towards a virtual event that is maybe something completely different, and it's immersive and something that a delegate hasn't actually seen before, and it's something that really stands out as something that's different than a Zoom or a WebEx meeting.